Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Dr. Crypto Ian. I hope you're all doing well. You're all geared up for Liberation Day, which is only days away on the 2nd of April. We know right now there's a lot of volatility in the market, a lot of volatility in the crypto and the stock market. Stock markets have pulled back 10 to 15%. Altcoins have just been absolutely obliterated. Bitcoin is sitting at $83,833 of making this video. Is there more downside, or could we get a relief rally to the upside? We'll get into that in just a little while. So in this video, I will be talking about this tariffs. I will be talking about Bitcoin. I will be talking about CRO. And also, I'm going to talk briefly about the line token as well. I've DCA'd into a little bit more of that because if this bull market does carry on, then obviously I think that's going to make big moves. Big community, a lot of fundamentals going on there. I think it's a great token to potentially invest in, but that's my personal opinion. Everybody, there's nothing I say on here is financial advice, by the way. So yeah, let's get into it. So basically, Donald Trump, April the 2nd, what's he going to be coming out with? We've not seen no leaks or anything come out of what he's going to be talking about today. He's obviously waiting on for the data that's going to come out today, which will be passed on to him, and that's when he'll probably be making his decisions. Is he going to be easing up on tariffs, or is he actually going to be more tariffs in place? This is the uncertainty we're getting in the market, and this is why we're seeing the stock market actually pulling back. We really are seeing that in the crypto market. A lot of people becoming risk off at the moment because and people are just going into either cash or they're going into gold at the moment. And this is why we're seeing gold making those all-time highs at the moment. But we did get an article from the Wall Street Journal, we could see here. And this is what's This is what's putting uncertainty, because we know what he's done with the last week regarding the automobiles and putting extra tariffs on that. And we can see here, 20% tariff hike across the board is back on the table. And this is the uncertainty we're getting. And markets like the crypto market, like the stock market, like tech, do not like uncertainty, along with Trump's comments that he couldn't care less if automakers raised prices due to new tariffs. Well, if that's the case, that's going to have an impact on our cars that are trucks or vans that we buy, paying monthly or paying for cash for it. That's going to up the price. That's going to have an impact on retail's pockets. And everybody thought, yeah, we knew about the tariffs when Donald Trump was going for election. But reality has struck in, and obviously the markets have not liked it. And obviously, weeks ago, we thought actually he was easing up on the tariffs, and then suddenly he's just gone pushed onto the tariffs and pushed forward on it and actually increased the tariffs, which has scared the market a lot, because that means that the market is worried about the inflationary issues that may come into the near future. So this is why a lot of people, a lot of investors, a lot of institutions have gone from risk assets like crypto, like in the stock markets, more into cash and gold at the moment. So, like I said, but we're getting geopolitical tensions as well. We've seen the comments about Russia actually, if they're not going to be negotiating properly regarding the Ukraine war and not come to a deal, they're going to actually potentially secondary tariffs may go on to oil, and that will have an impact on fuel costs as well. And don't forget, we've got Iran. Iran rejected direct negotiations with the US. In addition, there was concerning articles on AI spending, slow down the information. So basically, there's a lot of uncertainty happening in the markets at the moment. And we can basically see also, this is from a Bloomberg article, US credit risk gauge show fear rising as tariff looms this week. So there's, like I said, we can see here, we've gone from fear now, and now what's happened is the markets, in the stock market specifically, has gone to extreme fear. So everybody, this is what I mean, everybody's gone risk off, cash and gold at the moment. Unless that changes tomorrow, at the moment, what we can see is potentially more downside in terms of the stock market price action. And we've got to be prepared for that, for the crypto market as well, that our bags could actually start pulling back as well. Because don't forget, we've also got data coming out this week. We've got the ISM manufacturing PMI coming out today. We've got JOLTS job openings on Tuesday, which is today. ADP non-farm payrolls on Wednesday. And this is when also we get Donald Trump speech tomorrow as well. So bear that in mind. We've also got jobless claims, ISM service PMI, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, and the average hourly earnings as well. And don't forget, on Friday, We've also got Jerome Powell speaking as well. So what all this data that's coming out and what Donald Trump is doing, what is Jerome Powell going to say on his meeting on Friday? So don't bear that in mind. And this is why we're getting a lot of volatility in the market at the moment, because this is the S&P 500. We could see earlier this year and late last year, we started to chop sideways and we've broken structure. We've come down, we've lost the 50, we've lost the 20-year May, and we've lost the 200-day moving average as well. And obviously, if we can look at what the price range is, we've dropped down around about just over 10%. And we can see money flow coming out at the moment as well on the Cypher B. So we just got to bear that in mind. Obviously, whatever happens today, we could drop even further and start to come into a crash. Because at the moment, this is starting to feel like, to me, like the COVID crash that we're having. And this is what's happening. Depending on what he says tomorrow and all the data that comes out, we could have more downside. There's no two ways about that. And we can look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we're watching in the crypto community. We're watching very carefully. Again, same things happen. We were chopping around and we can see what happened there. Doing exactly, this is what I mean. We're very correlated with the stock markets. And we can see here as well, we're just chopping sideways, lost structure, lost support here, come down, lost the 50, lost the 20 EMA, and now we've lost the 200 EMA as well. Now, obviously, depending if we get some bad news further come out, more tariffs, then we could potentially lose that and come down into those $70,000 mark. Now, what's that going to do to our altcoins? That is going to bring our altcoins down significantly. Now, is that a buying opportunity? Right now, I have got cash on one side. I'm not buying anything else at the moment. I'm waiting to see what happens, because if the stock markets take a real big correction towards the downside, then obviously we're going to bring down the altcoins in total 3 as well. Is going to come down significantly, because what we can also see here, we've got the MACD. This is on the daily. It's starting to cross over potentially further down to the downside, but also the moon phase. I don't believe any of this really, but I want to put this out here because it has played out quite a lot. We're in the bear phase at the moment, and look what happened on the last bear phase on the 20th of January. That played out. We went down right down to the downside. How much did we drop on that one? Actually, let's have a look. So that's when that played out. We dropped down virtually from there to about 26%, and then obviously what's happening again is that we've hit the bear moon there, we dropped down, we had a bull moon, we moved up, and now the bear moon. Are we going to drop down to that $70,000? And like I said, the MACD is starting to turn bearish as well. If we can have a look on the weekly as well and see what's happening there, look at that. We're dropping down towards downside on the MACD. And we can see the histograms here are also all fully red as well. So we just got to bear that in mind. More downward pressure could be happening too. So just bear that one in mind. But also what we can have a look at is the CRYPTOCOM, look at the crypto.coms and the Cronos chain native token at the moment. It's just been absolutely pummeled towards the downside. And also we had that burn reversal, which was not in anybody's favor at all. Very controversial. But also we had great news about crypto.com partner up with Donald Trump's social media as well. And we get news about the Cronos ETF, which actually what we saw is after all that bad news and the altcoins just pummeling down towards the downside. And then obviously that bad news regarding the burns, we went further down. And then we had that ETF news again. We actually broke out heavily towards the upside. And we could see that we started to move straight up on the Cypher B. At the moment, we're just chopping around sideways at the moment on Cypher as well. So, but we've got, if Bitcoin does drop down to that 70,000 time, we could drop down easily back down into that 80 cents kind of mark. We could even come down to the 70s and maybe even the 60 cents kind of mark as well. So you've got to be prepared for that, because at the moment, any good news of all we're getting is very, very small pumps indeed. So we just got to bear that in mind, take that one into account. But one coin I have been DCAing in, I got the airdrop down here, I bought a bit more around about here, and I bought some more down on this drop here, and that was the Line token, because I have a feeling with the Line token, if this bull market is to carry on, which I personally think this bull market will carry on, we're just in this big correction, which actually, for the stock market and Bitcoin is a healthy thing. In my opinion, it's healthier to have these 10, 20% corrections towards the downside, because that means then everything resets, it flushes out all that leverage as well. And for me, this is a buying opportunity. And this is what I'm doing at the moment. But look at that, the Lion token is actually pushed up right towards the upside. But I'm not surprising, because with the Lion token, we've got a lot of big community behind it. There's a community behind this token. And also there's a lot of fundamentals as well. And what we can also see is we've got Solana, Arbitrum as well. Will we get an Ethereum too? That's something we need to be watching out for. So there's a lot of things being developed on the Lion token. And don't forget also, you can also stake it. And you can get some actually big rewards as well on the Vault. You can get up to 157% if you stake it for 60 months. And then obviously for 36 months, you get 63%. And obviously you get 47% for 12 months as well. And it gets less and less as we go down. But it's nothing to really grumble about at 10% or 31% either. So, you know, everybody is different positions in terms of if they want to stake as well. But like I said, you've got a lot of fundamentals. You've got the NFTs. You've got Main City as well. And don't forget, we've got Main City, which is obviously always got a lot of things going on to that as well. A lot of competitions on that one. So we've got the NFTs. We've got Main City. We've got the Vault as well. We're getting more adoption. Now, like I said, Arbitrum, Solana. What else are we going to go on to as well? What other chains we're going to go on to as well? So this is really is bullish in my opinion. So for me personally, I have been buying into the Lion token. And we can actually see we've had some really big moves towards the upside. The price action from the start, we're up about 739%. That's nothing to grumble about. And now if this bull market is to carry on, then obviously I think this is potentially could go even further. But like I said, going off what's going on with the fear and the tariffs and the economic uncertainty at the moment, I think there is a potential that even on the Lion token, we could pull back. So maybe it's just waiting off to see what actually happens over this week, because this week is going to be very telling in terms of what's going to be happening, in terms of what the Federal Reserve are going to be doing, what tariffs are going to come out even further. Is he going to ease off, or is he going to increase those tariffs? So it's very highly volatile at the moment. You know, this is for a scalper or something like that who does short-term trade. This can be quite lucrative. If you're trading on short scalps, it could be very lucrative indeed. I was doing a little bit of short-term day trading yesterday. Obviously towards the downside, made a little bit of money on that. And then obviously we made a little bit of money going towards the upside. So I have been scalping myself very on the 5-minute charts. That's what I've been doing, making a little bit of side money on that one. So, but like I said, you just got to be careful out there. Take very careful risks. Have a plan, have a management plan. Don't listen to what YouTubers or me say. Just do your own thing. That's what I say. Nothing I say is financial advice. Do your own research, and because everybody is in very different situations. So before I finish, give us a like and give us a subscribe, give us a follow. Your support is always much appreciated as well. But also, just before I go, if you want to get into Bitcoin mining, go to China Chip Hub. They've got a plethora of Bitcoin gammas, hexes, stacks. They've got a lot of miners coming out. They're always developing. Like we've got the Cyber 8S, which will give you 6.4 terahash. If you go and buy a BITAXE from them and use Dr. Crypto 76, you could get up to 5% off. So just bear that in mind. Check it out. If you want to buy a Bitcoin miner, use Dr. Crypto 76 to get a little bit of price off your Bitcoin miner. So it's like I said, it's a nice little hobby to do. Never know, you might win a block of Bitcoin, which is worth about 3.1 Bitcoin, which is about $250,000 if you're lucky enough to get one. But you also support the network as well. So we've given them a check, give them a follow, and also, like I said, use the promotional code DrCrypto76. I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.